one telephone. I mean, Nigerians go out with 3, 4.
Exactly.
So how would that person manage portability?
For me, originally, Nigerians have already ported themselves. Because if I have all the networks available to me, where am I porting to? And for what? Because the network I should be porting to, definitely I may have it already existing with one of my lines or something.
So why is it that Nigerians are having more than one telephone line? Is it
because of quality of service? So that I don't miss out my calls, I don't miss my engagements and things like that. So many Nigerians devise a means of engaging themselves by getting more lines. And in doing that, you already ported yourself manually, even though it's not official. Now, where are you going to port to? All of them are having challenges. We know very well about that. So if I'm going to port from one network to the other, I already have one of the SIMs. Does it really make sense to port at this moment? Except if you are ready to have a particular network, 2 lines from a particular network. Then, if you are porting for that purpose, maybe just like you explained, you have a peculiar issue. Then, that's the only when it can make sense. But in the recent of it, most Nigerians have actually ported themselves from one network to the other.
Well, but not everybody has these multiple phones you are talking about.
Are you sure?
Yes, not everybody.
Most Nigerians do.
Most Nigerians may have, but not everybody does. But that's not even the issue. The issue is that there is a challenge. There's a challenge in quality of service. There's a challenge in deficit in infrastructure.
So that tells us that we're not ready.
We are ready.
What he's saying that
no. You cannot expect to get 100%.
Yes, I agree with that.
When they were introducing the GSF, we were saying, what about power? You can't expect to get 100% power before you start running the race of telecom. Now that you have 113 million telephone lines, which is a huge market, the biggest in Africa, you all know that Ghana has already ported.
Yes.
You know that South Africa has ported in Africa.
Yes.
So porting is not just a European phenomenon or American phenomenon.
In
our backyard, Ghana, they have done so. And that's a very small market compared to Nigeria. But what I'm saying that what porting does for you is that it gives you the option to get the benefit that network A is offering. It also gives you the advantage to migrate from a network you feel has been undercutting you, either by overbilling you, as we have seen in several cases.
Yes.
I've been overbilled several times, and I'm not happy with a particular network, and of course I'm going to port to another. Definitely, I have 2 phone lines. I use 2 networks, and I'm going to port to a 3rd one. Because I've heard stories told about that third party, that third operator, that they are better. They are not one of the big ones. So that's why I'm saying that, to me, I see porting as a win-win for everybody. For me, as a consumer, it gives me the option to divorce one that I think is not doing well, and then marry another. But even for the regulator, the NCC, that have been grappling with the issue of quality of service, you see, what porting does is that it will now distribute many people that have been, network have been congested, operators that network have been congested, will naturally lose subscribers. Because when a subscriber are frustrated and they see that, of course, porting is free, that's the first, number one incentive. Yeah. Forget that you take 48 hours, or there could be teething problem, or there could be glitches and hitches.
Okay, we have 48 hours. But then, Blessed Aigbedion says, nothing wrong with moving your number, but what guarantee do you have that where you're going is going to be better?
That's the question I'm raising. That's the question I'm raising, because already a lot of people have already, just like I said before, ported themselves in readiness for any eventuality happening within the telecom.
So the number possibility should just have been should have waited.
Well, you should not have waited. No, you don't need to wait. You should not have waited. But what I'm saying is that, in effect, where are you porting to? Many Nigerians move around with multiple phones, multiple lines. In fact, even some have 3 SIM on one phone, coupled with other phones.
So, in other words, the regulator should have focused more on service improvement.
All of them are still good. Even at that, I still appreciate the fact that the NCC actually allowed the operators up to this moment to launch the MNP, mobile number portability, because in every sense of it, there is nothing you can grow without an attempt. You need to step in first and then see the reality and then start.
So you're buying into the fact that we are ready.
Yeah, not necessarily that we are ready. We don't need to get ready. You don't even when we started GSM, we are not ready. We just have to start it because others are already running on it. So starting number portability now is still not bad. But the truth is that are we going to embrace it the way we have anticipated it when NCC initially pronounced it around 2006? I doubt very much if we are going to do that, because a lot of things are on ground to show that we may not likely embrace it. For now, there may be, just like you said, a few people who are really disgruntled with their service of the operators, they can move. But after the initial rush, people start to realize that, well, where I'm going to may not necessarily be as better than where I'm coming from. So the velocity in movement and in embracing that particular service may not be as much as we anticipate. And I'm sure, probably, that's why most interconnect operators, we are not keen in being part of the interconnect exchange that is happening now. Because if they have an anticipated rush, first of them from being part of the bidding process to the fullest, and then instead of we having one interconnected exchange, we should have more than 2 or 3, 4. So I'm suspecting that that's why they are not too keen about that, because they already read the market, knowing that every one of them have each their own challenges, individual challenges. So the market may not be there. As in
so the subscriber doesn't really have the choice. The wide range of choice that we're supposed to have.
I don't think so. I don't believe that. When you go for a telephone or when you go for a service, what do you consider? Cost effectiveness. You are looking for who will give you service even at a lower cost. So what this will do and what it has started to do is that it's going to engender another competition in pricing. We're going to see price war. It's going to crash tariff. And people are going to migrate where the service is cheaper. It's a natural flow. So it's not just that people are disgruntled and then they cannot port or they have already ported. No. I'm looking for where I will pay less for that same service. That B, if A can give me the same service, that B will give me for a higher cost, I would rather stay with A or migrate to A. So pricing is going to be a determinant. And that pricing will come because of this MNP, because of mobile number portability, and it's going to make the networks to begin to crash or lower the tariffs. And once they lower tariffs, people will naturally migrate to them.
The issue of lowering tariff, for me, may not be the ideal thing. Because if you lower tariff and I'm still not getting my cost through, I'm having multiple cord drops, I'm having noise.
But we're having the same thing where you are paying higher tariff.
So you are having the same thing. You say where the
price is cheaper.
So it's not about cutting cost of
I think pricing is key.
Tariffs. It's not about cutting
tariffs. He's saying that it's not about the cutting of the price. No, because the quality is what
I understand. That's what a lot of people.
Don't forget that when we started this GSM, it was for you to say hello, you pay 15 naira if it cuts.
That's true.
We were paying to our nose, but we were being milked. But a network came and said, we are doing per second billing. And that crashed the price instantly. Mobile number portability is going to toe that line. Mark my word.
Even if you tried it, even if you tried the tariffs now, those who are claiming to have helped us in crashing the tariff into per second, you see, when you look deeply, the quality of service is not different from what we are getting from others. So it doesn't really make sense.
So there's really no competition.
Exactly.
If the quality of service
and moreover, every other person is now on per second.
If the quality of service stays the same on a parallel node for all of them, then you go to where it's cheaper. It's a natural. You don't even need to be told. If I'm paying 45 kobo for the same quality, and somebody is offering me 30 kobo for the same quality, I'll go to where it's 30 kobo.
But are you going to get service? Quality service at that matter?
No, we are just assuming that the quality of service is the same for all of them. Now, pricing will now become the key determinant for migration.
And also realize that even if you are porting, you have a window that you must stay. Is a restricted window.
90 days.
90 days.